Good morning. My name is Shraddha and I like to make soap and would like to share with you. I usually make natural soap with natural colorants and with essential oils. And let's make my first soap of the year, which is always first one because it's a little bit Valentine's Day themed. That doesn't mean that people don't buy it on other days too. This is my sweetheart soap with little heart embeds. I usually don't use much of the soap embeds, but for this soap I really enjoy putting little hearts in. So here is my oils, melted hard oils and liquid oils already mixed with coconut milk and kaolin clay. I accidentally put a little too much kaolin clay, but I hope it will not make any strange things and surprises in a soap. And this is my live water. It looks a little cloudy because it has in it also the sea salt, which I add to harden my soaps faster and take out of the mold better, and it hardens faster, and also soap itself is harder if I add the salt. And also there is a citric acid which helps with the soap scum. It reduces the soap scum. It doesn't eliminate it completely, but it reduces the soap scum. You can look, there are a lot of sources which talk about using citric acid in a soap, and they all basically say the same thing, so you can look at the sources which talk about that. And I will start making my soap. Adding my live water to my oils. And actually this is quite a new soap batter. I changed the recipe. I'm still experimenting to improve it and make its best performance. I am not used to it so much, so there can be some surprises. Basically you can make this soap with any kind of soap butter, whatever you are used to use. Just my advice would be to not overmix in the beginning and soap quite cold, because half of the soap I need to saponify quite fast to become thick soap quite fast, but I can mix it longer. But the other half I need it quite liquid because I need to make in the pot soil. So let's see how it works. I hope everything will be beautiful. Let's see, I think it's already emulsified, yeah, but I will still be quite careful. The first half which I need will be with the spirulina powder and a little bit of zinc oxide. Zinc oxide helps to stabilize this green color, otherwise it gets too dark, and also not only too dark but also kind of brownish. But if I add just a tiny bit of zinc oxide to spirulina powder, it keeps the color lighter, and also just a tiny bit lighter, and also it doesn't let it turn brown somehow. Let's see. And this new soap butter, before I had quite a yellowish soap butter because I used a lot of extra virgin olive oil. Since olive oil price has gone up, and also since I would like to have creamier leather and also lighter soap butter, I remade my recipe, and now I am using less olive oil in my soap. And this is just second time I am making it. First time I made a disaster. I put too much indigo powder in it and that soaps kind of with the blue leather. Maybe I will make a video. I filmed it. Maybe I will make video where I show you that. Okay, let's add the part of my essential oil blend. It's a very nice essential oil blend. It smells beautiful. It has rose and ylang ylang. Usually I put palm rosa, but I ran out, so I added the bergamot and some mint and a little bit of vetiver. It's a very nice, not super sweet. Ylang ylang, somehow I put a little bit, it jumps out a lot. It's already, yeah, it's good. I think just a little more. I think it will not be enough, otherwise it will be too thick. These are my imbeds which will go inside the soap. And then I have also hearts which go on top of the soap. Usually I put hearts on top and also a rose, but I think this time I will go just with the hearts. Yes, it's very thick, almost too thick. But I hope it will not make holes in the soap. It happens when the butter is very thick. Some air gets trapped somewhere underneath, and then you have a holey soap. Sometimes you can fix it, but sometimes you don't really need to fix it. It's handmade anyways. Let's see. Okay, perfect. I will not need to wait before I put the rest of the soap in. A little too thick, maybe little, but not so much that it would be dangerous. Let's do it, and then I can put right away the imbeds in. Imbeds are colored with the rhubarb root, and maybe I will make a special video about talking about the rhubarb root and coloring soap with the rhubarb root. There are pros and there are cons. The rhubarb root is beautiful and makes an excellent color, beautiful pink or reddish color or pinkish red color, but and I have soap here which I made, which is solid soap bar, just with the rhubarb root. It still will get pinker like this one. See, this is the same batter, but it has been exposed to the air longer. If you make a solid bar, there is no problem whatsoever. But if you make soap bar which is not just one color but many colors, then rhubarb root color tends to leak out. It makes like a halo around it. In some instances maybe that can be good, but I had some not so good experiences with that. Little bit of accent colors, not too much. I tend to overdo with the accent colors, that's my problem. Just a little bit. And this is the same thing. Maybe there will be less of it in this part of the batter. This is the same thing as the other green. It's a spirulina and little bit of the zinc oxide. And the other one is just a little bit of French pink clay. If you buy the rose clay from the Brambleberry, it's quite dark and intense in a color, but if you buy, for example, from Mystic Moments in UK or some German company, Alexmo, they have much lighter pink. It's not as dark, as intense as the one which is sold by Brambleberry. So the pink clays can be very, very different. So I have few different ones in my collection. Since I am coloring only with the natural colorants, it's nice to have variety. It will be still a little speckly, but it's not so bad. Okay. It up, and let's wait for it to solidify a little, then I can make nice top. Right now it's a little too runny for the top. Okay, I will see you a little later. Okay, I will try to make the top. It looks like it's ready. Maybe I will try a little different. This is not a glitter, or this is not also the mica powder. This is glitter, but it's meant for the cakes. I prefer to use that one. I once bought the glitter from biodegradable glitter, but somehow I like this cake glitter better. And it comes in these pumps and they last forever. I don't need much, just a little bit. Oops. If you are in UK or somewhere in Europe, Soap Kitchen has a quite nice, it's called the Soap Kitchen. They have quite a nice selection of the soap molds. They are not always in stock, that's a different story, but Their selection is quite big and quite nice. Of course, Crafter's Choice has much bigger selection, and Brambleberry, but for me, this is the big one, the brick mold, is the Brambleberry mold, this one, because I wanted to order more molds from the soap kitchen, but they were out and I needed it quickly, so I ordered this from the Brambleberry. They are very nice and sturdy molds. I am very happy with them, and they are easy to take the soap out. For me, works perfectly. I know different people find the different nice companies. I know that in Canada they have, I think, Winston and Walter, everybody is raving about that one. And some greenery. Toppings, it's very simple. I buy the tapioca pearls in Asian store, and then I can just a little bit paint them in with some powders, just to get a variety of the coloring, and I'm very happy with them. They make beautiful accents, and they will dissolve and will create no problems because it's a food item. I should have left a little bit of green soap for the top, but I didn't. So now I have to do this. I think it will be nice. And good morning. We are back with my soap for cutting. Since I use water discount, and also since I add salt to the soap, it removes from the lining very easily, and actually I don't really need to wait for 24 hours. I think it has passed like about 18, and had to decrease the amount of salt I add to the soap, otherwise it was kind of little too hard to cut. Even it was quite hard. Okay, I will use the knife to just remove this rough sides. Okay, here. Okay, that's done, and let's cut my soap. This soap cutter is very nice. I know that there are other people using this kind of cutters and liking it. I think I have to put it on a side, but to be careful not to cut on the hearts. See, I had this batter quite thick, and now I got little holes in it, but it's not the end of the world. It can be fixed. Okay, I think it lines up pretty nicely, and cut. Let's see how hard it will be. It was quite hard, especially with the imbeds. I think I should have cut it earlier. So this is the end piece. And those are the stuck together. It's still a little sticky, but it was hard to cut somehow. That's how it looks. put where you see them a little bit at least. Okay. They are pretty. See the pink clay? It's kind of beige color. It's pinkish brownish, but this is bright. And as I said to you, right now it's nice and contained, but it tends to leak out the pink. It kind of, the pinkness goes out from the middle and then it kind of leaks out over the time. It's not so visible now, but it will take some time, but then it kind of starts escaping the heart itself. I think I can show you one heart from the previous time. These all are colored with the rhubarb root and they are quite different from each other, but you can see all of them have kind of same thing happening. The color kind of moves from the middle. The sides are still very pink, but the middle kind of, the color kind of leaks out. I don't know why the rhubarb does this. From this one the color almost disappeared somehow, but this is kind of the brightest sample of how it happens. So, and all that color which leaks out from the middle kind of escaping and turning from this bright pink reddish color turns into this, you know, this what you call like almost not a salmon color. It's like I don't know how to characterize, how to call this color. It has some pink, it has some yellowish, it has I mean the natural my natural old soap batter was quite a bit more cream color. The new one is much whiter, so probably the middle would be much whiter if it would be from the new one. And I will see how this will work. But see, this is nice and bright, but it's not the brightest. It's not as bright as this pink. It depends on the rhubarb, it depends how it's cut, it depends how long you cold it, how much. In these ones I have a lot more olive oil in this soap batter. This soap batter has less olive oil, so all the olive oil which I used in this soap was infused, so that was as much as it took. And also these were all made with the powdered rhubarb root. In this rhubarb root I had the rhubarb root pieces. I can show you the jar with the leftover oil. See, this is my jar with the oil, and you can see that rhubarb root is not powdered but in pieces. I still have a little bit left. I think I will use the powdered in the future, even if it's easier to pour off from the pieces, not from the powder. Powder sometimes gets into the batter and then you get this brownish color. If the rhubarb root itself gets into the batter, then it makes this brownish color. If you can keep it totally clean, then it's more of this pink color. And also this pink will change slightly. It will not stay exactly the same. It will change slightly over time because it kind of gets brighter. This one didn't start as bright in the beginning, but it got brighter by the time. It depends. Because rhubarb roots coloring is associated, is tied to the fact of the acidity. It, you know, more acidic the environment, browner it gets, yellower it gets, more alkaline it gets, brighter, more pink. So it also depends on that. So that's why it's sensitive. It's nice, it's beautiful at the moment, but it can make surprises for you later. As that's interesting. Not always convenient, but it's definitely interesting. It makes for the interesting experience. And yeah, the soaps will little bit change in the color later. See, it was hard to cut, and wherever I stop it makes these lines. So it's better if you can just cut in one smooth motion. Maybe it should have been better to cut bar by bar with one bar cutter, with single wire cutter, these soaps. That's how. So natural colors can be more tricky than if you use micas, but I prefer it that way. I like it. See, air was trapped, but I can, you know, I can fix it with the pieces of soap. Will be fine. Yeah, that's how it looks. Also holy soap. And this is my method of cleaning up the soap sides, edges. You can clean, of course, with the vegetable peeler or beveler, but I prefer this way because in this way you lose the least soap. You basically smooth the sides anyways. I mean, there can be soap which I can use the vegetable peeler still, but I really prefer this way. See, the edges get nice and smooth. Maybe, I don't know, I like it. I like it both ways. There is nothing wrong with one way or the other. I just prefer it this way myself. That's how I do it. I just spray some rubbing alcohol on a cotton clothes. This is just a part of old kitchen towel, and then I smooth the sides. And also, if there is some place where you need to clean up, at the same time you can also clean up that part of the soap, or just chase away some piece of dust or something, or some stray tapioca bead which escaped. And pretty fast and easy, and doesn't leave me with the whole bunch of the shavings. Since I have tried to make soap with the shavings, it was not very successful. Maybe I just did something wrong, but I didn't enjoy it too much, so I don't use that. And this is how I stamp my soap. Usually I see which side I would stamp, but I think this time I like to stamp on a side, because kind of if I stamp it on a face of it, it will obscure a little heart here. And just few light taps with the mallet, and it's done. Okay, this is how my soaps look. these are the stamped ones from this side, and from the other end. They look a little different. I think they look quite cute. What do you think? And you can see in comparison how looks the soap, which was just poured with the rhubarb. I don't know if camera catches it, but it looks a little bit kind of more pink, because it has been exposed to the air more. And this is I sprinkled with this edible glitter, with the cake glitter. It looks really shiny. This looks visibly different than that one. It will turn more pink. You see the around the rim, it's kind of more pink. It's same as these bars, these small bars, which I made. Let's take a nicer one, because that one didn't catch the stamp so much. See, just a simple bars, rhubarb bars. And also see the middle is kind of more yellowish, like here, but sides are pinkish, like, you know, here on the top. So when it stays exposed to the air, it kind of changes the color more. That's how it will be. So these also will turn into that, and then they slowly will start leaking out their pink color around, make a halo, shine the light into the world. See, this soap is also made with the rhubarb root, and it's so much darker. This is the pure rhubarb root color, but some pulp, some of this dried stuff got into the oil, and that's how it turned so dark. So here I lightened it a little bit, adding a tiny bit of zinc oxide, and here I darkened it by adding activated charcoal. Even here I don't really need that pink color underneath. I made it all with the rhubarb. Otherwise, if I wouldn't have done that, it would start, you know, this kind of leaking out the color. If in here it looks kind of cute, doesn't spoil the design. In this kind of design doesn't look very nice when it starts, you know, the hollow starts building around. But since the rhubarb is evenly in everywhere, here, here and here, it kind of doesn't change the color a lot. So if you want to make a colorful soap with rhubarb root and without the problem of this, you know, hollows, rings, you know, this leaking of the color, make it all with the rhubarb root and just, you know, add the additives. But if it's so dark, actually you cannot see, like, zinc oxide and rhubarb and charcoal you can see, but I was trying to create more stripes, so I added paprika powder here to make it kind of more orangey, and you can't see it. It has totally disappeared. It was just a small line, but it's absolutely invisible, you know, you cannot see it. See you next time. Have a nice day, have a nice week, have a nice year. Ciao.